Hello.
Hi, I'm Sapphy,
And I'm Mystic.
and today we're playing What Remains of Edith Finch. Um, the game we covered, God, it feels like forever ago because we're back from vacation.
Yeah.
A very touching story of a cursed family, and here we see the family tree.
Yep.
So, I don't know if there's anything else you want to point out before I just press play, because you said this game just starts Mystic.
Yeah, just press play.
Okay. We're gonna do it. Thank you for joining us today. You may cry.
Pardon me
Just-
while I actually maneuver my microphone to be correctly oriented.
Annoying microphone sounds. There we
Peak professionalism.
go. Peak professionalism.
If you'd like to become more professional, please consider donating at patreon.com/Lord
More
Together.
yeah. All right, let's.
Because we want to stream console stuff too.
We do. We need a PlayStation. and a whatever the tech is to capture from that. But okay, let's just get into this game. Oh. Hey, once again, we're starting a game on a boat with a view.
Yeah.
This seems to be a. We have a backpack. There's a cast.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Oh, I guess we're at this house.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
That feels so bright. It feels like you should be able to pick it. This is the mailbox.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
No trespassing. Part of me feels like closing that gate again, but
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
oh my god. That looks dangerous. Wait, which way am I supposed to go? I'm assuming this way. Not the slip and fall way. Yeah, this looks about right. Why is this path so...
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
It's just stones just
The truth
hanging.
is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
I like how the letters are almost like physical objects.
Yes. It's a common styling
The
technique
house
these
was
days,
exactly
but
like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
that is so insane, the way that climbs up. Which way? Let's try this way.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Okay. there's her brother. Milton Finch.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
With Macromax. Alright.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door.
Hello, Generality. Generality says, I feel like I'm becoming a connoisseur of walking simulators now. The floating text explaining the mechanics is
Looking in,
surprisingly
I
common.
felt like the house
It
itself
is.
had been waiting for me.
Usually it doesn't feel like it's actually in the world. Like you can bump into it and stuff, though.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, how are we supposed to get in the house then? So wait, so the idea is either if it's returning at the age of 17? I don't know. Can we open it this way? We have to go to the back door? Oh my god, really?
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Things you shouldn't do. Why should I just spoil it?
I don't think it's a massive spoiler because, again, you can look down and see it.
Things you shouldn't do while you're pregnant. Climb through a doggy door. I'm just saying. I also like there's a tennis ball to be like, okay, you got to stop the car here.
That's such a common thing.
I never grew up seeing it.
For the
Oh, I
first
saw it all
time
over the
in
place. In
years,
fact, I think my parents did that.
I felt like I was home.
But I do feel it's a more of a you have your own garage suburban type thing
Yeah.
as opposed to a park on the street city type thing.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Edie, Dawn.
So I totally misread this game at first. Did I tell you this?
No.
So I was analyzing the family tree on the pause screen,
Yeah.
and I thought that Edith was the daughter. I got confused as to who was who.
Yeah.
And then when I got here, I was like, "Oh, Edith and Dawn are in a couple, like it's like."
Oh, you misunderstood.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the beloved brother, the son of Dawn, great grandson to Edie. Oh, LOWT. I don't know if those letters mean anything particular. A Viking's Belly, the Nordic Cookbook, the Northwest Chef, the Pacific Pantry. There's so much clutter. And also then so much like...
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's fair. It is kind of in like a windy, weird place. So much.
Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Excuse me if y'all heard me take a big old swig of water.
I'll be back.
Little buddy is already getting up. He usually... I think he's been getting worse and worse because we've been spoiling him with cuddles. Alright. So many books. I mean, we could read all the titles, but we don't have to. Pastoria, The Metamorphosis. That's a good one about family changes. 51 Tales of Dreamer's Tales. The Norse Myths. Swedish Folk Tales. Oh my god.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Yes.
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Yeah. The oxygen tank. Yikes, that's so... Dead flowers. We see a porch out there. Grill. Get a picture of an orca well. Orca whale. Alright, what else do we have here? Pacific Coast Seafood. So many cookbooks. Witch's Kitchen. The Pleasures of Japanese Cooking. Raw fowl. Flour, salt, water, yeast. A Viking's Belly. Didn't we just see that? Cross cookery. So many cookbooks.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth.
That is definitely a horror story. Got the yarn. I do like that tree. Table.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
TV propped up on a ton of books. The King in Yellow. Interesting. That's actually... Is that a Cthulhu reference, guys? I think so. Ooh. Uh-huh. But who's who in these pictures is my question. Boxes. So there's a rock. Okay. There's the rocking chair and there's the knitting chair. Bugs. Interesting. A lot of collection. Time and the Gods. Ooh. Okay. War picture. I think we remember talking about Sam doing that. We've got instruments. Looks like it's a violin and a cello. It looks like that's Dawn with the 3 kids before Milton disappeared. The Spirit Among Us. Okay, yeah. So there are some repeat books going on because we saw that one twice. There's some packing of some.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
And here we have a locked door. Sealed away. And so many books around it. November 2010. Edie, Dawn, nothing for Melton, Lewis, Edith. Interesting. Walk in tempora. Alright. If only I could imagine that still worked. So many pictures.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
All the bedrooms. And then there were peepholes. So,
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
let's see. Should we do My Friend Bigfoot?
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Interesting. I'm wondering if I should have skipped the downstairs. We'll go back down. Check this room.
I've returned. Sorry about that. Hello, Everett. How you doing?
Edie told me once that
This is a
every Finch
first-person
you ever
game,
read
yes.
is buried somewhere in the library.
Mystery would Yeah, maybe. I could say that. The King in Yellow is an H.P. Lovecraft story.
Yes, it is. I only know this actually because at Gen Con I played a Cthulhu story that referenced the King in Yellow. So we saw Barbara's room just now. We've got so many. A pie for Piper. There's so I know you got to repeat some of these, but what else is there? So we got the King of Seeing Critically, Homeschooling Essentials, In Awe, Solitude, and the Sublime. The Metamorphosis, which, I think I've already mentioned. Well, there's The Metamorphosis, and then there's Metamorphosis, so I'm trying to think which one is Kafka? Oh.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Wow. And just totally roped off. Gregory.
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Yes. That's...
I missed the obligatory cameo of the chief designer's kid, but I don't believe there's... I think every character we see is a character in the story. So.
Yeah.
Kind of Everett.
There we go. Let's just
There's
look
not
at
really
this
there's not really
people.
puzzles in this
Molly.
game.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
The fact that these rooms are just kept so pristine. So many collected bugs, too. All
I
right.
spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
The mural of the house.
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed
I don't know if I'd call books weird family vibe. I think the locking of the doors is the weird family vibe.
That's the weird, not only locked, but sealed, with...
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Sapphy's getting much further than I did.
Now it was time to
But
find out
then
what I'd
again,
been afraid of.
Sapphy's not running in blind and trying to figure stuff out from the get-go.
Nurse Shark. So there's the fish. There's the house under the sea. And now we're gonna crawl through this crawl space. Looks like people had little tea parties and stuff here.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Hello? Molly's room.
See what I mean by the creepiness of everything is pristine?
There's it doesn't even feel like there's a layer of dust here. This feels...
I got the sense Edie had spent
Hello,
a lot of
Stoyan.
time here. Before my
Yeah.
mom sealed the doors.
Yeah. December 1947.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
It's definitely gonna feel that way.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's funny. So it's a question of where's the doily?
It wouldn't be weird if the game wasn't surrealistic. Yeah, but I think it's implied that it's supposed to be pristine. It just feels... So, they sealed the doors, but somebody came into dust?
Yeah. So you said they're supposed to... There we go.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's in this room that's different.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
Oh, great.
I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
The gerbil food.
Hidden object game. I've never played one of those hidden object games.
It's here. My Halloween candy was all gone.
Ugh. Monsters of the Deep. Bed Bug, 9 Lives. The Call of the Wild. What's this little girl reading? Do I want her to eat the gerbil food? I think that was the one, like I said, was the least gross.
It's the least hazardous one, I feel.
Ugh. I'm gonna eat the gerbil food.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oh, that looks like she ate a carrot.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
So she's locked in her room?
Well, I think the implication is you go to bed without dinner, you're staying in there.
Thought about. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think my parents...
Which potentially dangerous thing you can eat first?
I already ate the gerbil food.
You need to eat at least one more thing.
I'll do the
I
toothpaste.
kept eating and eating.
Sapphy is literally cringing.
I don't want to eat anything else.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
1940s fluoridated toothpaste, yum.
And suddenly, I was a cat.
Is there anywhere else I should go?
Platforming.
Oh, great. Where am I supposed to go?
Look, that's pretty easy platforming for the most part.
Thank God.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
You can pretty much follow the bird.
I'm not used to playing a cat. I have not played Stray like everybody else has. Where is it going? Where's this bird?
I have liked Stray so far. I do own it.
I didn't know you were playing that, Mystic. Where's the bird?
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
I do not even know. And I like that they look like dolls there. It's kind of because it's a kid's imagination, like they don't know what could be going on.
Also, they don't move.
Yeah.
You know?
Where am I supposed to go?
The posts, I believe.
Where's the post? Where's the post? There we go.
I jumped and I almost got her.
There's a point where you can jump up. Not here, but like when I was playing, I got confused as to where to go, and
I could tell she was
took me like 10
getting
minutes
really
to figure it
tired.
out. But you can just keep following her for the most part.
Oh my gosh.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All
Yeah,
I
from
cared
here,
about
you can
was
just jump
eating
up.
that mama bird.
Yeah.
I gobbled her up,
Oh.
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Yep, I'm moving where we look at least.
Rabbits.
Oh wow.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up.
I think my
and
very,
didn't chew when
I think my reaction by this point was, what is this? What is this game? I think
Yeah,
I think I
this
wasn't
is-
as PG as that, but
Well, it's for the patrons. We don't
Yeah.
have to be PG. We're PG for the public.
a mama
we try to
rabbit.
be. We're not always good at it though.
Oh my gosh.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
That is bird logic.
I was a shark.
The goal is not known at this point. I don't think the goal is really found out until later.
The shark just fall flapping around onto the.
You gotta move.
I have to move. Oh my gosh. This is. I'm trying to remember. This
I
is.
rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think at this point in the game, you don't know quite how the story structure works, where each person is its own vignette.
I wanted
You know,
fat,
so-
juicy seeds. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Oh, and now we're gonna follow it. Where'd it go? Where did the... I thought I was following a blood trail. There we go.
Grabbed on tight. And I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Oh. What is this?
That was my reaction too.
What is this?
Click the action button or whatever you've been clicking.
Oh, am I supposed to be like a...
You're like pulling yourself forward with your tentacle.
How do I turn around? There we go. Okay, now I get it. It took me a moment. But I have to use the
Now I was
keys.
a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Octodad. That is a game that I've been told I should play.
What?
Octodad.
Yes.
It'll be weird to hear Scott Ryder and Sarah Ryder's voice in
I
a
was
different
big,
game.
and I moved
Because they're
really
both
fast.
in Octodad. Like the actors for both those characters are also in Octodad. No. It's This vignette is kind of done after this character, and Edith is the one telling the story. So.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
You know, actually, that does remind me. I do not believe our most recent episode posted to YouTube for some reason. I'm going to look into that. But it is available on Spotify and all the other podcast channels. Or apps.
And it's kind of like Christmas music is playing, so.
Right? It's really kind of weird.
Well,
it's
after
December.
I lost passenger,
It's true.
I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled
I actually would call myself an Andromeda fan in the broad strokes. The details are where things get sticky.
This is.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
This is such a weird. I don't trust these pipes. Yeah, I didn't trust these pipes.
I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
I think my comment now was, this game is messed up.
It is. I mean, yeah.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Yeah. So we have. So it's basically she's figuring out the mystery of her family.
Yeah.
Oh. But that makes sense. That
The choice does not. The food items do not impact anything. There's no choice and consequence in this game for the most part.
Can't get into that.
It's
I
very
can't
linear.
describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly
Very
was still
good,
here.
but very linear. It's kind of in the same vein as stuff like Gone Home or
Should we get
what
out
other
of
ones?
this room?
Beginner's Guide was pretty linear.
How do we get out of this room?
That's the secret.
Oh, this is precarious. This is scary.
This would be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Trying to think of other linear ones.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though,
What was the
when
one we
adopted a
covered?
stray
Like,
kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
oh, it was Dear Esther.
Yes.
Dear Esther. Yeah.
Look, there's a satellite dish. House. What the heck is that on the? Is that the tent?
You'll be down there eventually. Don't worry.
I don't know if I eventually. I don't know if I want to be down there. There's a thing of yarn and some knitting.
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
Once again, one save file. Hate it.
We got along.
We need
and it
to
was a
end
good
this
place to
practice. I
hide
don't know
from my
why this
mom.
is a thing.
When Edie told people Sven was
So I
killed by a
actually
dragon,
did beat the game. In fact, I
she
could
got also
upload
upset he was
a
building
second
a dragon-shaped
episode
slide
of
that collapsed.
my blind
She could
playthrough,
have, but she didn't.
but one save file, so all that's gone. At least I have video.
Old wedding photos. Old photos in general. Little gnomes, little dwarves.
Even in their 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Let's see. Little.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Oh. So that's supposed to be like a picture of him. Oh. Yeah. So the process was there. She was starting to
Her
get
room
it.
was like a museum.
Lewis and Milton and then Edith.
I believe this
That's
does have a
interesting.
scene chooser. I believe you can replay a story. I don't know if it'll work
Re-
now that that's all been erased.
Gus.
Anyway, for a total linear game, I get it.
Molly.
But non-linear games also have it, and it frustrates me to no end. Like, yeah, it's just irritating.
Sven and Odin.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Hmm.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johann.
Oh my gosh.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Why would you bring the house if there's a curse?
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Oh.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
How do I get out of this? There we go. I was like, how do I get out of this?
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
It's not necessarily instinctual if you guys ever decide to play this.
Because everything has its like own interaction to it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not quite. Shrine sketches. Wish you could pick that up.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Oh.
It was a pretty big trace.
Of course, those who have listened to the episode know why it is still pink.
Yes.
And why it has not changed.
There's a Secret in the Bathroom by Sven and Edie.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Dark room.
I would agree, generality.
Sven
That is
gave
too much
Sam that
shag
camera he
in a carpet,
refurbished.
especially for a
Never
bathroom.
put it down.
You are just asking for mildew
Calvin Finch.
and
Poor-
mold and everything.
Oh my gosh. Like, there's so many, like... Milton having been everywhere. You could believe a house swallowed him up.
Right? I just realized that you and I have different styles when it comes to being in this chair.
What do you mean?
You actually read out what everyone says, and I just respond unless it is like.
It's I don't know. I feel like that other people might want to know what the conversation was. That's all. So we've got Fort Calvin, Fort Sam. I mean, the rooms have so much personality.
Right.
To command center. Can't really go much farther. And to think like he slept in the room across from where...
The shrine.
Yeah. The measure. There's the measuring. Where's our little doily for...
Up there.
Up here?
Yeah. You have to get up there.
Do I have to stand on this chair?
No, you can take the rope off. It's at the other end.
Wow.
No, that's environmental storytelling right there.
Yeah. Wow. And it looks like they were identical twins, or
I
at
knew
least
Grandpa
close.
Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
To lose a twin has to be...
So the thing that bugged me is she says the
my grandpa
power is
didn't like
out
history
and
any
there's
more
still
than my mom
power.
did.
Huh?
She says at one point the power's out, but there's still power. There's still lights on in certain parts and everything.
Right now, I don't see a lot of, like, light. I don't know.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Oh my
At
god.
Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
So wait, how old was he? 12 when he did this?
Calvin, dinner's ready.
Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh my
I
god.
told him going around was impossible.
Oh
Maybe
gosh,
if I
you hear
hadn't
it
said
crank.
that,
No.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
That
then maybe
branch.
he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
There's no way you should
I
be able
think
to do
he'd
this
already made
with
up his
this
mind.
tree.
Right.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh, this is so scary. Oh, oh and you
The
hear
day
it.
he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Oh, man.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
This just feels like that feels a lot more fantastical than the way you described it in the
Well, yeah,
After
but
the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
I only have so much to go with describing it all. Otherwise, we'd be there forever.
yeah. Do I want to put it back up? I don't even know if I can.
Nope.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Sleeping next to a shrine can't be.
Mentally healthy?
No.
No.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I mean.
It's like Ned Flanders when he like Scotch guards his what was his Maud's imprint in the bed. Do you remember?
I don't remember that. Should we go back? Is this how we have
No.
to go?
Keep going forward. There's a way.
Okay. Oh, wait. Is this... This feels a little... Life of a Caterpillar. Squeak, 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 squeak. Books, man. Why? Oh, you're pushing it. You're pushing it around. This feels very heavy and unnecessary. Okay.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
There should have been a door you can open somewhere for a shortcut later. Yeah.
You can push this open.
Yeah, that's kind of your shortcut. And that's where I stopped my first hour, or at least back in the room that we were just in. Generally says there are cultures where shrines are kept close, but they have a more wholesome attitude about death. Very true.
Yeah.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Oh, this is a perfect one for Sapphy to end on for the night.
I am a fan of Last Podcast on the Left, so...
Atris designed that bookcase.
Atris designed that book. Yeah, he did. That's accurate. Oh my gosh. Who painted the
Try a
doors
different
is
signal.
my question. Like, was that something that Edie did after they were
I never
gone?
thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Huh.
Try moving the slider. Maybe we'll cover that soon. Get some Mist 4 going.
Got that cat clock that was so popular. Ooh. How long has that been there?
Too long.
Surprised that there's any remnant of it. It's diner outfit. Barbara. Dreadful Stories, guest starring.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Creepy stuff coming up, in case you're not into horror.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by
I mean,
America's
stylized
unfortunate
PG-13
family.
creepy, but still.
I'm calling
Yes.
it the surprise ending of Barbara Finch. As a child,
World's oldest birthday cake.
Barbara was
Oh,
famous
God.
for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
Oh my gosh.
Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan
Were there sci-fi or horror conventions back in the 60s?
Yeah.
was
There
about
were?
to
Okay.
demonstrate
I don't know.
when
I think they were much more localized.
That was a great scream.
it was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Oh my gosh.
So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
No, I didn't realize that part.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right? on cue. She reached for the music box.
Okay.
And as she wound the
I guess this is how you
key,
can
she
remember.
listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, am I supposed to walk down? Okay.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
So I guess you can knock things over. I like how they give you oh, what the heck? They give you a bunch of stuff to knock over in case you want to go crazy. I will not go too crazy this time. Oh gosh.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
As we mentioned in the episode, the music actually is from Halloween with license.
Oh my gosh. And now it's just dark. And you can't see anything. Oh, great.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well,
She's-
I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act
Babe.
furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're
Huh?
hurt.
Babe, just trying to help you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Threw
slam
him
the
out,
door.
But she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh, wait. So we have to go up the stairs. And the Halloween decorations are up. It was cluttered all of this time, too. There's her roller. Oh my gosh, it is super cluttered. Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Oh my gosh. Is she gonna go through Molly's room?
I've seen Galaxy Quest. I don't know what Danielle Harris is. I'm
She
confused.
thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Okay, so
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. vanished. She listened.
Oh,
for
I
his
don't do horror
breath.
movies, so
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen any Halloween. So.
Oh shoot.
I would like to note that Barbara's the only one that we like. A lot of them are kind of vague, but Barbara's the one we have no idea how she died.
Yeah.
It was coming from inside the house.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
You expect her to scream the whole like
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her.
what?
Her ear.
No.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Gross. Gross. So we don't know what happened to her?
No, there's no ear in the music box. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
I know it's not going to still be there.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Like, clearly that is a sensationalized version, even for this game.
Yes.
Like,
Okay. So, we want to get out of here. You're doing
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Alright, so we can get out here. So we want to go downstairs.
yeah.
So, do you think we'll have time for Walter?
Yeah, we can do Walter quickly.
Where did the music box go? I'm just trying to think of where the stairs...
It's right next. It's no. Keep walking down that hall, but it's gonna be on your right side. It's right there.
There we go.
Yeah, I think all of them are pretty vague. Even the ones that make sense don't make 100% of sense.
Yeah.
Like, I think in our episode I refer to it as kind of like a dark version of Big Fish.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's not about necessarily what the stories said, but like the motif. There's a mood to it. I don't know.
I have to watch that movie again.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a sad one though.
Mom's
I mean,
in
it's
the
a
basement
happy
is off
sad
limits, unless
If
I
that's a
wanted
thing.
another tetanus shot.
Cool. Excuse me. As I yawn.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
Yeah, that's her
She
mom.
said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has
Imagine
gotten
living
very
in
far.
this because you're that scared of.
Yeah. And hiding under the bed became his life strategy.
I mean, if he did watch something actually traumatic, I'm not going to blame him. Like, but again,
He was alive till
Goodbye,
2005.
this whole
I
family
can't
needs
believe I've been
therapy.
down here for 30 years.
What?
This whole family needs therapy.
Yes.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
30 years.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
How do you stay sane, not
Having a
seeing
schedule,
anybody?
living for today. I
Ugh.
was expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
It's another story about
Even a
repetition.
monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
What is it, peaches? He's just eating canned peaches? Ugh.
And then one day,
Fresh peaches
everything
are so
just
much better.
stopped.
I wonder what else he
Whatever
did
that thing
besides
was,
eat
spots.
It was
peaches.
gone.
Yeah.
Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I
Did he
just
write?
got tired
Did
of
he?
being
Like,
afraid.
what did he do down here?
I can't imagine. Like,
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done
I do like
waiting.
how he ages up as you go through the years too.
yeah.
I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Wait, I'm clicking and unclicking it. Sorry, guys. What the heck is this shelter? Tomatoes.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it.
Are
I'm
you?
going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Especially not the canned peaches.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month.
Or a minute.
Or a single week. I'd be happy with one little day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Yikes.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Ugh.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
He even made himself his own little shadow box so he could feel like he wasn't indoors all the time. Ugh. just the fact that I know that she's pregnant and like climbing through all of this just feels.
Maybe
Right.
she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Any of that food still good?
But if she never told me about an uncle under
Apparently,
the house,
canned food has a shelf life of indefinite as long as the can is in good
I can
condition.
only imagine what
Yeah.
else she was hiding.
From what I have read,
I don't want to make the
Ashens
same mistakes
on
she made.
YouTube might disagree.
Yeah,
Convention went really well. I think everyone had a lot of fun.
yeah.
To bury something that's still alive.
I think I may publish some
Now
things
that
on
there's
my.
only one of us left, or maybe two. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else.
It's really interesting that the
But
story.
now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
It's really
I
interesting.
really believed so much in a family curse.
I feel like I keep
We made it
interrupting Edith. Yeah. Oh, and that's where his actual shrine is.
But there's no way there's a train going here. Like the track goes down and clear was destroyed, but there's nothing. There's not even an island.
I feel like that. Yeah. If she's saying the stories are part of the problem,
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Thank you for asking, by the way, Everett.
Yeah. It's interesting that it's almost about growing up and understanding your family as an adult versus when you were a kid. Because when you were, the very strict ideas of what you thought you knew versus what you actually figure out as you get older. And a lot of people with their families, like there wasn't a great gradual real. My family is very messed up, extended family, and I was
Most are.
most well.
Most
And my
every family
parents are
has
the
those
oldest
people.
of big families,
Yeah.
so that's part of it, as I mentioned before.
Many families have those people though that's like, oh, you make this
Yeah.
family the one that we talk about.
Yeah, no, but I the reason I say it like that is because my mother in particular made sure I got a gradual understanding of why our family was not perfect, and she wasn't going to pretend that it was. And I can appreciate the fact that as it was age appropriate, I found out things that are inconvenient but true, varying from just being victims of the history and the circumstance we found ourselves in to grudges and even the pettiest of grievances. And so that way when things happened when I was adult, it wasn't completely surprising to me. Like when my granny died, Mystic was surprised about how certain things happened, and I was like, this is not a surprise to me because I've been prepared this moment for the kind of drama that ended up happening to happen. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah.
But this, I feel like this story, What Remains of Edith Finch, is Edith trying to understand the family drama when nobody in her family is talking about it. Nobody in her family is really talking about it. And the idea that Edie's trying to say something through these memorials,
Right.
and her mother
But it's
wouldn't
still,
want her to know. So,
But the memorials are still unhealthy. In this context,
there's
Anyway, it's been over an hour. Did
Yeah.
you want to call it?
Yeah, no. I wasn't going to do the next story. But I figured I would mention that it's an interesting take on a thing that I feel like a lot of people have gone through before,
Yeah.
and that's why this resonates. And we are totally going to stop before we get to the Gregory section of this game. I refuse
let's
to
not do
play
that.
that. I refuse to play that. Play it for yourself.
I will
if you
post
want.
my second half of my blind Let's Play for patrons, and you guys can watch that there.
Yeah. patrons.
My second half also includes Barbara as well, so it's kind of you covered a little bit of what I did in my second half.
Yeah,
but
so we did we got up to Walter.
Yeah.
So we basically did that first generation of that tree, those first 4 kids that did not survive and have their own kids. I should say did not have their own kids because Walter survived a long time, but
right.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you all for watching.
Thanks
We will be back
us.
tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
With Skies of Arcadia, episode 12,
So
I believe.
Yeah, we're going to get back on schedule with that. And
well,
we're
kind of.
Well, okay, kind of back on schedule with that. And then when's our next episode, Mystic?
27th, I believe.
Okay. I just want to make sure because we were going to...
Yeah, technically it would have released this week.
Yeah.
But we haven't had a chance to even research it yet. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 2 weeks from this week. So
2 weeks from...
So next week is going to be...
2 weeks from Saturday. 2 weeks from Saturday for the public.
Yeah.
2 weeks from today for the patrons.
Yeah. And so next week we'll do Skies of Arcadia.
Yeah.
And then the week after we'll do Skies of Arcadia.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll figure it out. It's just... we're skipping 1 week of episode. So
The last time we did this, we had a kid.
Yeah.
So... We just want a brief little vacation, and we appreciate you guys and your patience.
I think people will like the episode of what I've started working on. I'm just not done with it yet.
And I'm not going to forget, Mystic, you wanted me to do something.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to work on that, too, because I have a couple of ideas.
Yep. So episode 68 on the 27th, 69 will be sometime next month.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll tell you right now, I don't intend on doing a joke.
No. It'll be...
We're too family-friendly of a podcast for that type of joke.
Yeah. We want people to be able to listen to some of our episodes with their kids.
I mean, I do intend on doing stuff like Leisure Suit Larry at some point, but I don't want to dip into that
We don't want to
series right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be in the mid-research or something. But we also want this... We want it to be family-friendly enough so that if there is a game... Like, when we go to Games Past... And somebody's like wants to show, oh, hey, son or daughter of mine, if you want to know what I was playing when I was your age, here's an episode about it.
Yeah.
We would like to do that in the future. But for now,
next episode is another recent one though. So
you and the recent ones.
Oh, don't worry. After that, I plan on going to like old games, or at least older than 5 years.
Okay.
Thank you all for watching. We will catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, catch you then at 9 o'clock Central Time. Bye.